How's it going? Welcome to my new channel, Minivan Overland or Overland Minivan. I haven't decided which of those two are going to stick with me yet, but this is a channel dedicated essentially to minivan camping, just getting out there, sharing my experiences, tips and tricks of things that I've learned over the last 6 years of minivan camping. It's a topic that I'm super passionate about and I love doing it. I'm not a full-timer, so I do want to let you guys know up front. I work full-time and this is my daily driver, and I spend a lot of time daydreaming about how I can make it better and what I can do with it. And I want to share that with you guys really exclusively here. You may have seen me or met me before on other YouTube channels. And the reason I mention that is I want this to be a more personal and a less data-driven channel. I want to be able to just get on, hit record on my camera, be a little less focused, answer questions, and interact with the community. And the reason I'm doing that is I love the other kind of content that I do, but the two things aren't necessarily always hand in hand. And so if you're here and you're into minivan camping in particular, which I don't know how many times I've said that yet, then this is the right place to be. One of the other goals here is I don't want to over polish, over edit, go too crazy with all the nonsense. I say nonsense, but I really enjoy that stuff. But I want to just focus on what I'm doing and how I get it done. So in these videos on this channel, I'm going to go over my minivan, how I've set everything up, the things that I'm thinking about, because I do frequently change things, and share those tips and tricks with you. So if you're just getting into the topic, or if you've seen me before, please say hi in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about. And really what I want to do on this channel is focus on your experience. How can I maybe translate or help with some of those experiences? I don't know if I mentioned it already, but my name is Mario. This is my 2015 Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive, no-build minivan camper, and I do have a lift kit on it, and I love getting out, going off the beaten path, going to places where most regular minivans can't go. But believe it or not, if you have a Honda Odyssey or a Chrysler Pacifica, a Town & Country, Dodge Grand Caravan, any of those other models, we are almost all relatively the same. There are some pros and cons of every one of those models, but our internal volume is relatively the same. To make my setup work, I do retain this back seat right here, and I have that second and third seat removed and a bunch of stuff under there. And so my focus here is going to be mainly camping videos, which if you have met me before, you know that I really love camping videos. They are sometimes big projects, but that's going to be my main focus here, along with talking about how and why I do things the way that I do. And so in full disclosure, I don't know if I've mentioned this already because I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, and I hope you can appreciate that I don't have a specific script. But in full disclosure, I don't do this full time. I do this really on the weekends. I have done it for work travel where I go for extended periods and I stay kind of out of my minivan while I'm on those work trips. This is my daily driver, so I maintain it. And, those are all things that might come about in this channel. So if that's stuff that interests you, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Minivan Overland. I think it's got a good ring, and it really expresses what I feel about this channel and where I plan to go with the content on this channel. If you've made it this far, let me know, what kind of van do you have? Do you even have a van? Are you in your car? Or are you in an SUV? What kind of setup do you have? What year is it? Things like that. And as I focus solely on the experience that I want to have here, I'll try to incorporate your scenario into some of the videos that I work on here. So a couple things to expect from me on this channel is, first of all, I'm not going to have time for the huge fancy edits. And I have discovered through years of content creation that if you're into this, you may not really appreciate or need all the fancy editing. And so my goal here is to not have wild edits. I will try to make things cinematic, and that's just because I appreciate a good cinematic experience. And I don't want to say I will never do, but I don't plan to do any true reviews on this channel because I have a whole nother channel dedicated to reviews. And so what I may do is mention things as I go through. But the real goal here is to honestly work on my community. An example of something you might see is I love this lamp. This is a USB-C rechargeable lamp. I bought it at Kohl's. I paid a little more than I probably should have. It was like 40 bucks, but I absolutely love it. It really makes the minivan feel like home inside. And I'm recharging it right now while it's running. So this thing is phenomenal. The only gripe, and if you've done any minivan camping, you might recognize this immediately. This thing right here is tall and it's top heavy. So my biggest issue with it is I'm afraid I'm eventually going to destroy it riding around. And I've thought about maybe cutting down the thing and mounting it to the roof or mounting it over here in my mini fridge, but not something I have decided 100% what I want to do with yet. And so for now, it's just going to sit over here nice. And when I'm done with what we're doing here, I'm going to put it away. That way it doesn't fly around when I go around curves and things like that. If that makes sense, I don't know, but I don't want to ramble too much. I really just wanted to introduce the topic of my channel here. So one question that you might have if you are into minivan camping is how do I keep my gear secured while I'm on the road? And so my next topic will be about traveling and safety while I'm moving, because all of this stuff looks like a lot of fun, a comfortable bed, a nice fridge, power stations, but how do I keep it safe on the road? Anyway, check me out over there and I'll catch you on the next video.